Welcome back to the programme. A national action plan against racism has been approved in South Africa. More than 500 race-related complaints were received in the country in the period 2015 and 16 alone. Apartheid ended more than 2 decades ago, but South Africa is still struggling with the problem of racism. Meanwhile, the leader of the country's far-left Economic Freedom Fighters Party has caused controversy by saying that the white population should become domestic workers in black households.
I don't want blacks to work for whites. I want you to work for yourselves, and white people will work for you. That will be true freedom. You must teach them how to carry babies on their back. They must feel what our parents have been feeling. We're not calling for white people to be killed, but for white people to be our domestic workers.
Julius Malema was expelled from the African National Congress in 2012 for sowing division within the party. He went on to found the Economic Freedom Fighters, a political party which follows Marxist ideology and which is currently the third largest in both houses of parliament. Over the years, Malema has stirred national debate with his views on race and class. He's been found guilty twice of hate speech and incitement to violence against white people. Well, whites make up 9% of South Africa's population, but they own more than 70% of private farmland. Efforts to reclaim much of that land without compensation have been launched by the government. Our guests debated the situation in South Africa, including those controversial comments by Julius Malema.
His comments still, I think, do hold certain underlying feelings of negativity towards white people.
It still shows that Julius Malema is trapped in the love and admiration of white people. He has given political power to a white racist, but when he speaks in front of a black people who he knows are oppressed and have legitimate grievance against white people, he provides this false militancy that simply provides some kind of false satisfaction.
The general ideology of Julius Malema, wherein he likes to try and create this sort of clash between races in South Africa in order to gain petty political points.
He just wants to replace white people in the position of oppression. We don't want that. We want to obliterate. We want to end completely the system which is constructed today of white people on top and oppressing and exploiting black people.
The government, it gives them opportunities. Through the black economic empowerment, it gives them opportunities. It incentivizes businesses to hire them in higher positions. It is easier for them to enter into higher education, into universities. The system in South Africa is not a white supremacist system. It is not a white-dominated system.
South Africa is a white-dominated country. 35,000 white families own 80% of the land. We don't own this country. As I speak to you as a black person in South Africa, I own nothing. I am, in fact, considered, I think, a tenant. White people own still everything.
The government is a black majority government. This is a simple fact. You cannot deny it. Majority of parliament members are black.
This is the white, typical white South African thinking. It is true parliament is black, but we can't even make laws that says we must take the land. Even these politicians controlled by money. Who has money in South Africa? Whites.
When you ask majority of white people, they will agree that the old government and its systems were corrupt and unfair to everyone in South Africa, and they did benefit people unfairly. That is true. White people are somehow denialists of old crimes of the old government is incorrect.